Yeah, well, I'm very passionate about the subject. I think, looking at the supply chains today, we are thinking about, how efficient we are. We are thinking about how close to the customers we are. We are thinking about all the efficiency metrics. But at the end of the day, if you work in our industry, you know that you want as less risk as possible. You want something that is robust and resilient in the end, and you want something that is also not harming the planet. And we talk about this more and more in the industry. And the point of my presentation is to show that, the way that we have set up supply chains in the past might not be the way that we would like to set up supply chains in the future. And I'm trying to bring the audience slightly closer to what we think should be a better, more resilient, and definitely more sustainable supply chain of the future. Yeah, I think everybody talks about sustainability, everybody talks about electrification, electric vehicles. Those are the trends on the market that we see in our industry when people's attention is around a certain subjects. Then people do a great ambitions. They have great ambitions in order to, improve the way that the supply chain is being set up. And at the end of the day, it needs to actually happen. And when it actually needs to happen, this is where the problem starts, this is where solutions are being generated, and this is where we come in to show that we have solutions to support those ambitions of our customers. Yeah, if you work in our industry, you know that there is a lot of moving parts, there is a lot of complexity, and there is a lot of things that can go wrong. And with having more vertically integrated supply chains, you remove a lot of risks from the equation. You introduce certain other risks that needs to be managed in the correct way, but overall it's needless to say that we actually are creating a world in which risk is being much better mitigated. On top of that, another story is very often if you buy a car today, you pay parts for the assembly, for the thought, for the design, but you also pay a lot of money to the logistic services to bring all the components from around the world to the locations when they are being produced. And maybe there is a better way of actually doing that. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's always better to control things that are in one house. And if you just have multiple suppliers in multiple geographies, in multiple time zones, having multiple languages and very often multiple approach to business practices, it's just difficult to find a one good team that will be able to be flexible enough to address all of those issues quickly and in an efficient manner. That's why having everything in one house, even though it creates additional risks, of course, for the various reasons, but gives us ability to actually address the problems quickly, to take decisions quickly, and to see the effects of the decisions quicker. Today, if your supplier is in other geography, in Asia, you definitely see that there is a problem of actually seeing the effects of the decisions that are being taken, which takes months and months and months sometimes. Yeah, we have one of our customers who take a bit of a leap of faith and together with us work on the solution to vertically integrate a substantial portion of their product. It was driven by sustainability, it was driven by cost, it was driven by risk. And ultimately, this nearshoring all the way from China to US was not making a business case sense at the very beginning, but when you add a risk component to it, and when you add the additional frozen capital of stock and inventory that you remove, it actually makes a lot of sense. So we have done it together with this customer. We are launched production, I think it was like about 12 months ago. And so far, it's great. And the same customer is asking us right now for other products to vertically integrate as well, which we are processing together with the customer. And we also see other customers who are asking us about the solution that we provided to this customer because they also see that there is a lot of value in that. Yeah, vertical integration is not a golden egg that somebody just found right now and everything is going to be solved. I think it's a story of balance. Every company needs to decide what is the good balance between offshoring and nearshoring. Every company needs to understand also what risks they are willing to take and what is their cash position overall to have an efficient business. So I think it's going to be definitely a trend. And even if you look at the a government position on tariffs, government position on USMCA, you see that they are going to promote nearshoring. So I think that there will be a shift, but it's not going to be a shift from 100 to 0 from one day to another. It's going to be a gradual way of actually companies trying to find good balance between those two positions. Well, first of all, it's a great event organized in a very good way, and I have to say that it always gives me a kind of a refresher of what's happening on the market, what our peers are doing, what our competitors are doing, as well as what are the solutions, potential solutions on the market that we are getting from any vendors that you see here. And most importantly, it's a great networking event. Yeah, we are able to talk to the customers, we are able to talk to the suppliers, and we are actually able to bounce the ideas between ourselves, which might not look like much, but when you come back to your day-to-day business, this makes you think, and this makes you really kind of challenge the decisions that you have done and make so far.